Hi, Stacy. Howdy. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Lori. I know Lori's already. Hi, Marshall. So while I'm waiting for everyone to join, because you're probably hearing my trimmer, my personal trimmer, I have my little Canon selfie that I print my pictures on before I do the Facebook Live, and so I'm just kind of cutting off the ends that are perforated so that I don't have to do that. Oh, waiting for everyone to join. Finally here. We just got started. Okay. Hi, Sue. Alrighty. Yay, Lori. Well, I'm so happy, and you can use that for whatever you want, even for a private Zoom if you want, and go over techie stuff or do questions, whatever you want to do. Okay, so today we are going to do this project recipe. If you haven't already, and if you plan to make along with me, and if you find it hard for me to just talk through the measurements, I did post pictures of the cutting guide in the discussion tab, under the discussion tab in the event. So if you want to jump out of Facebook Live right now and go save those to your phone, or if you're on your computer and you want to pull those up on your phone, you can do that if you plan to scrap along and make this page. Hi, Sue. Hi, Rosie. I'm glad you all are here. So both of these sheets are posted as photos under the discussion tab for tonight's event. All right. So what the cutting guide calls for is a designer paper, which would be like a double dip. Okay. Well, you can either make along, Debbie, or you can watch a video later, or just make your own and just scrapbook your own thing. Do your own thing. So a designer paper, a tone-on-tone paper. So designer paper is, a double dip, two-sided. A tone-on-tone is also, but it's more like solid. And then this one, to make this specific one, calls for a white cardstock, and I believe in the event I just said a piece of cardstock. So I'm actually going to be building on white paper, not the paper pictured. As you know, I show the project recipe, but we make it using anything to show you that you can use any paper. So I'm going to be building on white cardstock, so I'm not going to mat the white cardstock that's called for in the directions in the cutting guide is to mat these things with white. So since my background is going to be white, I'm not going to do that. So this is what I've chosen, and you can see none of them are kind of tone on tone, but this is what I'm going to be matting my pictures in, this yellow, and these two I'm going to be cutting up. Alrighty, So, and in this one, this blue paper is what I'm gonna cut first, the designer paper. And where it says reverse, remember you're flipping, you're gonna use the other side. But I'm not using this side of the paper, so I'm just not gonna flip. So we will start with the cutting guide, and I'll just walk you through the cutting guide. Again, if you want to jump off of the Facebook Live and go over to the discussion tab for this event, then you can pull up these pictures so you can see them a little clearer. But I'm going to walk you through each of the cutting guides. So I've got my handy dandy 12-inch trimmer, which I love. And this blue paper is going to be paper number 1. So really easy cutting guide. We're going to cut 2 strips at 2.5. So 2.5 times 12, 2.5 times 12, and then 2 1.5, right? So really, really easy. So we're going to go in here. We have 2 at 2.5. Slide over here to the 2.5. So we got the 2.5 and 1.5. All right. And that's it for that piece of paper. So this is a pretty easy recipe. So this extra piece I can just set aside, and these are the 4 pieces that I'm going to use. That's A, B, C, and D. All right, so the tone on tone, the paper number 2 is going to be this side here. And so E is 3/4 of an inch and F is 3/4 of an inch. So 2 skinny pieces. And I'm going to come at it from this way because it's small pieces. So I've got 3/4, 3/4, and this paper is from the What a Zoo theme pack, which I love. Okay, and then so we got E, F. Now G and H are 4 by 5 3/4, and then the next one is also 4 and 5 3/4. So we need 4 of those. So I'm just going to cut 4 inches twice. And now this we can use for punching things out. I'll probably use a leaf punch. Let me grab that so it's handy. This little tropical leaf punch. I'll use that. All right, and so we've got our 2 4-inch strips for G, H, I, J, and they need to be 5 3/4. So the edge of this trimmer goes to 5.5. So we're gonna flip that out for 5 3/4. And then this little dotted line down here just means that that's extra or garbage, or if you save those kinds of things. Here we go. Five 3/4. And 5 3/4. Okie doke. So we've got 2 papers done. Can close this for now. So the last thing we have is our card stock, and that's 3.5 by 3.5, and then 4 by 3.5. So we'll start with the 3.5. 3.5 inch cut for the KLM. So 3.5. Set this aside. And then we need to cut it again, 3.5, 3.5, and 4. So we're gonna end up with a couple squares here. 3.5. 3.5. And 4. Okay, this is excess. And then on this one, we're going to cut to 4 inches. Well, actually, we're making 3, you could do it either way. What they have it written as 4 inches, and then they're cutting 3.5 inch pieces and throwing this away. But the paper saver in me is saying this is 4, 8, 12 if you just cut them 3.5 inch each. But just to not confuse the issue, I'm gonna follow the guide. But since it is 3 that are 4 inches, that's 12, and we're dealing with 12-inch paper, so we really could have done it that way, but especially since that's just garbage, but that's okay. So now we're gonna do, we cut it to 4, and now we do 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. Okie doke. So all the cutting is done. It really doesn't take too long. As you know, and I picked way more pictures than I'm going to need. But now what we're going to do is lay them out, and just for space reasons on Facebook Live here, I'm going to lay out one page at a time here. Move this over so I can leave my guide here. Okay, so if this is your first time watching one of these, remember our colors stay the same. So our first paper was the green, so that's what's shown here. We got A, B, C, D. So the thicker piece goes at the top. So we have our thicker piece up here. That's going at the top of the page. And then this piece is going at the bottom. Okay, and then we've got for the blue, we've got E, which is one of the little small, which is one of the thin 3/4 inch pieces up there, and then we've got the 2 mats. They go like this. This is actually overlapping. And then we've got 3 of these. NOP. So those are all yeah, okay. These 3 like this. Okay, now that's a lot going on. I thought I was gonna like these like tracks, and I'm going to push through just because we've got skateboard, there is blue. I think it's gonna look okay once it's together, but right now it's kind of a lot. Okay, and I would feel like I would like this better if this was a solid, but we will see. I'm not gonna stick those down quite yet. I'm gonna lay out this page first. Okay, so it's the same on this side. We've got our large piece, our smaller piece, and a little skinny green piece. We got this guy, this one, and now the one that's longer matches up. That's also 4 inches. The 1 4-inch one that we had kind of goes there. And then these 2 go like this. Some people have an issue with the whole overlapping at an angle. You might be one of those people that likes things more straight at 90-degree angles. But it's whatever you like. All right, so since I've got the second page laid out here, I'm gonna go ahead and stick that down. I don't know, maybe I would like this. No, I think that's too much flowers going on. I'm gonna stick with this one for now. It's not forever. You can change your mind, right? That's a good idea. I still believe it'll look okay when it's done, but could be a little much. It might just be a little much for me having this up here. Might be better just without that. All right, I'm not gonna stick that down. I'm gonna wait and reserve judgment till I see some pictures on there. Alrighty, we stick these down. Wow, that is super crooked. Some days I'm better at others. I'm sure we're all like that when it comes to sticking things on straight. Gonna go for it here on the angle. Move this over a little bit. All right, those are stuck down. Move back over to the left side. And once you get good at these project recipes, you can really mix things up, and you've got your page done, you can turn it like this and do it as a page this way. It doesn't have to be this way. All right, I'm gonna wait on this. Maybe I'll let you guys vote on it when I'm done here. I didn't stick that one down all the way because I'm going to place this one first. It's just off the bottom. Hopefully I did this a little straighter than the last one. Okay. You guys are quiet. Maybe you're all working. This one actually showing it going underneath to use as like a journal box. Okay. All right, so those are done. And now what I'm going to do, so I just noticed too that these lines are all going the same way. I don't know, maybe I should have flipped them over to have them go different direction, the opposite direction on the opposite pages. That's an easy fix. So now I'm that one I definitely need to do up and down. Well, actually, this is more essential to the action there. This one I do like the way the skateboard and everything is in this picture, but this is actually Aiden. Let's see. I'd have to turn this around. I printed these pictures. I knew I wanted to use them. but I have more up and down than I do. I'm just gonna try it out this way and see how I like it. That way I might be able to use more of these up and down ones. Okay. All right, so I just, just after I said, oh, you could also flip it this way, it turns out that's what I'm going to do, because a lot of my pictures were portrait and not landscape. And of course, I just picked them out and printed them and didn't think, oh, I need this many landscape and this many portraits. So this is kind of a good example of just kind of going with it and using them a different way. Hopefully that didn't throw everybody totally off. So these are going to be 5.5 by 3 3/4. All right, I just feel like I would have lost too much of the pictures. My little trick, I don't, you might do this as well. Since this only goes out to 5, this is a 1/2 inch, this arm. So if I am just cutting a 1/2 inch off it to make it 5.5, then what I do is I line up the picture with the outside of this arm. Hopefully that makes sense. And because it's 4 by 6, and so if it's going to be 5.5, then I do it like that. That's kind of my little shortcut way. I didn't cut off enough on the side here. Still. All right. Does anyone else do that? All right. Now these guys they are, let's see, 3 3/4 by 3 1/4, right? These are all 4 inches. Yeah. So I just need to cut off a little bit. So Aiden, during all this craziness, has taken my old Canon DSLR, and he has decided that he is going to take pictures. So that's he and his friends. He's got other friends with good cameras, so that's what they've been doing, is going out and taking pictures. I think I can squeeze all of Aiden in here. We shall see. good for the thickness. Oh, it's gonna be so close. Gonna lose the top of his hat, maybe. Or maybe. Okay. I can stick these down, and then I'm going to do a journal box there in the center and use my tropical leaf punch. Debbie just got that. Debbie, have you used it yet? I don't know. How do we feel about all these prints? Are we okay with these prints? Too printy? Does anyone recognize where these pictures are taken? That one's done. All right, someone do a smiley face or something. I'm starting to think that I've lost you. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. All right, I thought everyone went to sleep. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there with them, but it sure does look fun. I guess that's what happens when they get older. But at least I got Aiden to share the pictures with me, which is a feat in and of itself. Yeah, it's amazing once you get them down. It's growing on me. It's growing on me. Okay, and then this one, I need 3 3/4. Now, with the page set up the way it is now, I'm not sure that I like the at an angle off. So I think I'm gonna straighten those out. Okay, so then these last ones are just, what are they? 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, I think. I really don't want to lose. I keep checking because I really don't want to lose his roommate's laughing face there. I think I can do it. Okay. Alrighty. We're coming to the home stretch now. Then we can just well, you saw I had to turn the whole layout on its side, so I'm not sure, but you know, we adapt. I just didn't want to cut so many of my portrait ones that I decided to flip it. Now, what I could do is, if I don't like these tread marks, if you will, the blue going up and down on the side, I could put them back to the top and bottom, but then that'll just be a whole thing. So I'm going to grab some white cardstock, which is, I'm going off-road here. Just grabbed a piece of white cardstock to throw on a journal box here on this yellow piece. Okay. So I think we've pretty much decided, right, to leave this extra off. I think that would just be too much. Just be too much. So I think that's it. Now I'm just going to punch out some leaves. None of the Florida peeps could identify this location. They're in the loop. Up in Ormond is where they went. It's so fun to see everyone popping on Facebook Live. And if you're popping on in the middle and you want to go back and watch it from the beginning, remember the cutting guides are under the discussion tab on this event, under events on Daytona Area Scrapbooking, and you can find the cutting guide now. Okay, I did an odd number. I have a thing I have to have odd number embellishments. Now I'm not really sure how I'm gonna like how busy these leaves are, but what's the loop? Remember, that's what well, no, it connects people that do the loop. You can go down Beach Street in Ormond and you come up in North Ormond, and then it connects to Beachside, and so it's a really pretty drive that people call the loop. It's like A1A to almost to Gamble Rogers, and then it's a really pretty drive, and there's spots to fish, and it's really popular with a lot of the motorcyclists that come down. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle my leaves around my tropical leaf punch. And I think that will do it. Now I'm gonna, for these leaves, because they're kind of holy, I'm going to grab my other tape runner that has the green insert, which is hard for you to tell, but that has the tiny, it's called repositionable tape, but it's little dots. I don't know. Can I catch it just right in the light? But that way you can just kind of go over the whole thing, and then it doesn't, you don't get adhesive. You don't have to worry about getting the adhesive in the right place. Or you could use the Precision Point adhesive. Also would be great for these. I don't like to do it on my page though, because then if the runner touches the page underneath, you can get some under there. All right, so I know it's kind of hard to tell. I've got some glare here. There, that's better. So we've got our 2-page spread, and now yours, right, might look like this. Okay. But since I had a bunch of portrait photos, I switched it to be like this instead of having the landscape photos. So if you have been making these along with me here, and you want to post your pages, I'd love to see what you all did. And if you missed it, you can watch the video. And again, the cutting guide and the layout guide are on under the discussion tab on the event for this event. Thank you, Rosie. Yeah, I like the leaves too. I might go back and get some solid color evergreen ones just to reduce the amount of print situation going on. I think I've decided that I like the treads because it is skateboarding and whatnot, but I think it would look great with some plain blue, the color of the sky too. So we're always our biggest critics, but 2-page spread is done. So that's the name of the game, right? Done is better than perfect. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I'll post a picture of these on the page under the discussion tab as well, and in the comment section. If you would like me to email you the PDF of this, please just comment on the video and say, ask me to email you the PDF, and or I can message it through Facebook Messenger to you. And it was good to see all of your names popping up on there, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you made a page, even if it wasn't this one. Alrighty, don't forget we have Zoom Thursday night at 7 p.m., 7 to 10. Would love to have you join us. It's free. The link is on my website. It is energeticexpression.com/calendar, or just go to energeticexpression.com and click on the calendar tab, and all of the Zoom links are at the top of the page. So you can just click the Zoom link for Thursday night at 7. At 7 o'clock, there is a waiting room enabled, so I will let you in to the waiting room. And then the last little announcement is I have a card class coming up on May 28th. I only have 16 spots available for the card class. I have less than that, but these are the cards. It's hard to tell, but there's 90 jewels on these cards. I don't know if you can see them, but they're really pretty. This one only has 3. That one's the least amount. This one has all the leaves, all the clear. So if you love blingity bling, then you'll want to sign up for the card class on May 28th, and we will put them together on Facebook Live. Or if you miss it, you can just watch the video to assemble everything in your kit. Alrighty. All right, I will. It's the 28th. I will make sure you are signed up, Debbie. And I will see you all soon, and hopefully I'll see you on Zoom on Thursday night, 7 p.m. Thursday night, and I hope to see you then. Thanks so much, everyone. Stay scrappy.